When we say dominate, we're really talking, and they'll be of course fighting with other players and player-built cities in order to control the landscape.
You have animals and predators, and you have ancient demonic creatures. Enemy is other exiles.
In Conan Exiles, we have an action combat system. You can dual-wield weapons, you can use two-handed weapons. With a sword and a shield, you'll be able to block your enemies and force them backwards. Versatile weapons, which you can use to swing from your offhand, but also throw at a fleeing enemy. Of course, we've ratcheted the brutality up to 11, and you'll be able to deal fearsome blows to your enemies, chopping off limbs, heads, shearing them in half with a greatsword. Thralls are NPCs that you capture in the world. You drag them back to your base and you break them on the Wheel of Pain so that they become your willing servants. Shemite Archer, one of the best archers in the world. And for example, if you manage to get lucky and find yourself a legendary named Thrall in the world, then you'll be able to have a hero back at your base defending you. When you build a giant castle or a keep, people are going to see it in the landscape.
On what is a good strategic location for building their bases.
With the building system in Conan Exiles, we allow players to build into the side of cliff faces, up mountains.
You want watchtowers and walls to place archers at. Elevate of protection against enemy archers or against their avatars. If you're under attack by an avatar, you need to find the summoner and kill them.
We've made players who summon avatars uniquely vulnerable during the summoning period, which means that they'll be visible from almost anywhere on the map. The pinnacle of gameplay in Conan Exiles is the moment when you take control of the avatar of a god for the first time, one of these massive titanic creatures, and you stomp around the landscape. You smite your foes with righteous fury. In which you use the freeform building system to craft yourself a village or city, which you then use as a base to defend yourself. In a place that you can store weapons, supplies, a place which you decorate and you invite your friends to show off, a place where your clan can gather to discuss their war plans. Conan Exiles has a really nice freeform building system. Basically, we've tried to create a building system which is as flexible as possible. That means these are things like forges, armor-making benches, woodworking benches, tanneries.
We have a huge selection of placeables and decoration. You have tables and shelves and barrels and candles.
You can craft gongs and horns, which you can use to signal the approach of your enemies or to let your friends know to open the gate. You can kill some of the hardest creatures in the game, chop off their head and have that mounted on the wall of your living room.
Some of those decorative pieces are also little toys. Like, for example, you can place an archery target that you can shoot at, and it will give you a score depending on how close to the bullseye your shot was. Thralls are another major component of crafting.
When players start to get into the Thrall system, they'll be able to go out into the world and capture artisan Thralls. And once you place, for example, a Stygian smith at a Stygian forge, suddenly you have access to Stygian weapons because his knowledge becomes your knowledge.
You can attack other players' structures. Depending on the tier of the structure you're attacking, some weapons are going to be ineffective. You can also craft explosives that you can use that affect all tiers of building. To unlock the religion path.
The avatar is the ultimate expression of your religious fervor in the game.
When facing enemies with the ability to summon avatars, it pays off to think on your base layout carefully.
When one of them steps on your city wall, it's going to crumble. They say, cut down from a cross, left in the sand to die. You need to find yourself water.
Then you can start thinking on building a bow with sting.
And like elephants, which you'll be hunting for ivory. But then hunt those in the dark and haunted places of Hyboria.
Building is a very important aspect of survival as well.
Having a building in Conan Exiles provides shelter from the environment, keeps you safe from the dangers of the outside, will keep you safe from your enemies in PvP, and of course it provides a place for you to put all your stuff and lock it behind closed doors.
Thralls are another very important tool that we have for survival.
You make thralls, you create thralls. For example, you capture a blacksmith thrall and he'll give you access to items that can only be crafted by that blacksmith thrall. That allows you, for example, to create Sumerian weapons, even though your character is not a Sumerian. Is that then you can use them to defend your base when you're not around. Your small private army of thralls will be able to keep your stuff protected while you're not there. You can craft yourself a rebreather mask, which will allow you to survive and explore in the sandstorm. As you explore the dark and dangerous places of Hyboria, it'll also start to drive you insane. You'll start to see things and hear things that aren't there.
But there are ways that you have to get rid of it. For example, you can capture and convert thralls that will dance for you, whose main effect is that they help you get rid of your corruption. Religion is another very important aspect of survival, as one of the major drivers for conflict. Avatars, it takes a very significant investment, and when you summon, you can rest assured they're gonna happen.
But by the end, you'll be summoning an avatar of a god to smite your foes.
Between the years when the oceans drank Atlantis and the years of the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of when shining kingdoms lay spread across the world like blue mantles beneath the stars.